So call me out of my damn mind at this point over here, 9:50 in the morning, and it's still the 21st of February, 2021. 2025 actually. It's still Friday. Trying to do a letter to Dave and Ma, saying, "Hey, well, I remember this and remember that." I'm gonna let my videos speak about it myself. I mean, if they're in the wind files, okay, fine, they're in there. I mean, stories I've had concerning about my family or conversations with them is trying to pour my heart and soul and tearing myself apart over it in the first place. It's one thing if I'm talking about things on a uh, you know I bought this several years ago. Didn't think I'd be using it. Pulled it out, shoved new batteries in the thing, and it's still all right. Transfer the stuff so I can still use it. So if I'm going to be pouring out my heart and soul, besides my phone, I've got a backup thing to talk about. Because how is it I can generate a letter about my mom and Dave and say, Dave, Ma, this is the things I'm going through right now. What do you think? Hell, if they were right next to me, would they expect me to write a letter to them? Or am I just going to talk about it? Talk about it. I'm talking about the things I'm going through at this point over here. My legacy is out there on YouTube. They're buried in flash drives, but they're out there on YouTube and they're out there for people to see. I am not ashamed of it. Of what I said about Dave, what I said about Ma. And about the things happening these days, Ma would still nail me for the apartment not being to her satisfaction. Dave wouldn't give a shit about it half the time except if we get notified. And me, I got to do all the dirty work. But I still have to do it anyway. Damn roaches are driving me crazy. The apartment's falling apart. Too much uncertainty out in the world's going to be affecting me in here. Whether or not I'm actually going to have a rent over the head for next month, and then the month after that, and the month after that. And if it means I got rent, it means I got money coming in, my own Social Security. Still scares me if I don't have it, I'm not going to be able to eat. I have to manage the money coming in judiciously, with a word in it, prudently, effectively. I got to nickel and dime myself. I got to penny pinch myself on this. What's important, what's not important, what's a priority, what's not priority. What I need, what I don't need. What I can afford, what I can't afford. And right now, I'm trying to get rid of shit that I don't need on a phone that is going to be costing me a memory so I don't have the phone shutting down again. File maintenance drives me nuts. Meanwhile, Mama's is still sleeping, my dog. Good. And I'm stressing. I'm stressing over shit. Besides talking to a therapist about this stuff and sending video letters constantly to a priest that I don't even get enough response out of. I mean, hell, the bigger you are, the more subscribers and followers you have, I feel like I'm getting aced out. Despite the fact I keep trying to reach out, I don't care how much hearts and hands there are. I mean, there had been times if I was going to be relating it to, to religious theme, if I was going to be relating it back to the New Testament somehow. And Christ is feeling probably overwhelmed because he's getting a lot of people who have heard of him and his miracles, his magical powers. He's the Son of God. We must descend upon him. Help us, please. His heart is in a good place. He's just one guy being stretched too damn thin. The limitations of mortality at this point. I mean, if you're a super god, if you're an uber god at this point over here, made human form, everybody wants to climb on it, climb on the new god there, and just suck him dry. without even realizing it. It's not exactly the theme I was going to be talking about regarding Ma and Dave. No, I had to do the work. Clean up house. I'll let those skills lapse. Clean up the kitchen, fine. Bugs all over the place. Can't get them out of the cabinets. Cabinets fall apart. What the hell? Go into the bathroom. Got to clean up the porcelain. Get toilet bowl scrubbers and have at it. Not to mention use up what's left of the Ajax to scour a few things here and there. Floor's got to be mopped up. Fine, we got to mop up the floor. It's part of the routines, isn't it? Then there's pee on the floor, and it's got to be scrubbed up with carpet cleaner. If the damn machines are working. If the vacuums are working. If. Guy getting older and more frail, but I'm supposed to be doing more and more of the work. That's how it's supposed to be. How to drive me nuts. But this is how it is. So what am I not supposed to be doing? It's going to take me another couple of more hours just to suck up other items and other files off one particular little file drive and goes through the computer into another drive and store it there. That way I'll be able to have something to work with. Ain't that nice? I'm already nervous enough as it is for tonight, let alone what happens today. I mean, it's a hell of a thing for me to talk to my mom and Dave if they were still alive. Guys left, and I felt like I got directionless and have to make my own direction, make my own pathway. I guess that I'm stressed out. Sometimes I have to sleep more and more, but interrupted because I've got a dog that needs my attention more and more. As she gets older, she gets more needier. It drives me crazy because I'm also old and needy, but I can't have that. She has to have it all. Maybe that's her function right there, is to keep distracting me and drive me nuts. Maybe it should be that way. If same files move slowly enough from one place to another place. Feeling the stress. Still have schoolwork to take care of. I feel like I'm bitching, griping, moaning, and groaning about life. I'm not taking full advantage. I'm not. I don't know what the hell I'm doing anymore. Sitting around waiting for what? Extinction? Kickouts? Am I waiting for an epiphany? What the hell am I waiting for? Mourning and getting triggered left and right. Questions. What would you want to do? Wanting is one thing. Able to do it is another thing. Able to get off my dead ass, my feet without them killing me, and going out into the world. Even dealing with doctors and hospitals and the stuff that I don't like to do, or they're going to tell me about my own body decomposing on them at this point over here. The things I'm going to need to hopefully take care of the rest of it while I'm still alive on this damn planet. And then I'm going to be dealing with all the emotional and memories of what the hell I screwed up and all the guilt trips. Once my mortal corpse finally goes away. And leaving all the collateral down here in the earth. Either it's junk or something else. Feeling guilty enough on not taking care of Ma and Dave's last wishes that they wanted. Dave still wanted to be scattered about in Texas and also in the ocean. Well, if I could do that. Take a trip to Galveston, dump his ashes in the water and say deal with that, and sprinkle a few on the So here's Texas for you, asshole. Oh, by the way, it's no longer the Gulf of Mexico, Dave. It's the Gulf of America. Bill Lunky and wonderful about that shit. I'd rather have the ashes just one area where the family's at, but can't have that, can I? Ma wants to be scattered in the mountains of Utah in a place called Hiawatha. I have no place. I have no. I can't get there. I don't know how. Except if I have to rent a car and get lost in the mountains, and I haven't driven in a hell of a long while. I need a license for that shit. I haven't qualified for a driving license in a hell of a long while. My eyesight suck. So I have to have somebody do it for me. So that sucks right there. Not to mention I need the funding for that shit. Well, there goes that one right at the fucking window. It's just if I had just my own crypt, I'd put David's ashes and my ashes in there, and we'll haunting each other for all eternity. I may have to think about that one. Now, seriously. If I'm going to have an urn in there, I'm going to have a crypt. If I'm able to rent one, or there's a burial plot, small one in the ground, I'll probably tell them, what's cheaper, a crypt or the ground? And just keep our ashes together, and that way we'll haunt each other for all eternity. How am I feeling? Old, terrified, worn out. What else is new? Screwed up. How I failed them. Did I fail them? The question is, did I fail them at all? Ma and Dave probably would say no. Except maybe in one or two aspects. Not to take care of their final wishes. If I could have found out where my grandmother and my aunt were at, it was possible to put my ashes in there too. The whole family under just one roof. That would have been nice. That way it would be haunting each other for all eternity. Maybe shove a lot of flash drives in there or something. Just something like a time box. Whatever the hell they would call those damn things. Just shove it in the ground, and then 100 years later you bring them back up and say, oh, look what happened about 100 years ago. Who the fuck is this asshole? Yeah, all this damn flash drives talking about my shit. Stuff I collected, stuff I didn't collect, stuff I've talked about, and other shit I filmed. Talking about my life as it was, as it should have been, and not living it up. I'm seeing things decaying, and I don't even know how to deal with it. I don't have no power to stop time, not about to anyway. Somewhere, if you think you're going to be stopping time for all eternity, I hate to tell these guys, but there's always a problem with that one. There's always a backup and a backlog. You stop things, stop from living, and then you get this pressure. You get this pressure going on. Things are supposed to be moving at a certain rate, a certain speed, but you put halt the brakes in the damn thing or do something about it, and everything else goes hell in a handbasket. Why? Nature of the universe, nature of the cosmos, nature of something. I don't know. That's what I feel. That's what I imagine. I screw up that too much. And then you're really in for it. I feel like I am in for it more often than that. I'm a scraggly old fart. Didn't expect myself to look in the mirror. And I'm a scraggly old fart. Not well kept, not well kempt. Not taking showers on a constant basis. Not shaving or showering or having a haircut. No, just dealing and coping with what is and just falling to pieces. That's how I am. I'm just watching the screen flash by. I'm dealing with everything. This is a legacy. This is what's happening today. Waiting for politics to crash through the door and said, "We're here to ruin your life." Congratulations. You made your announcement. Now what? Now you panic, you freak, you go nuts. We wanted to see more of it out of you. Have fun. Yeah, I'm not.